We're back with another Arizona birding adventure where we come across some great looks at common species and see some amazing hummingbirds, including a few lifers. I won't lie though, today kind of took a toll on us and it was a tough day of birding overall. We struggled a bit, but there's still awesome places to see and good memories to look back on, so let's check out Arizona. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is day 2, our second full day, I should say. We had a whole road trip down here, but this is a full day of birding here in southeast Arizona. Very excited today. We're starting along the Anza Trail on the Santa Cruz River here just a little bit south of Tucson, looking for a lot of cool species. It is very green here compared to the rest of the desert, and there's a lot of birdsong going on right now. So very excited to see what we come across. Let's go do some birding. Starting off the adventure beautifully with a summer tanager, which was immediately followed up by a lifer. This one's actually common in southern Utah, but I got it finally for the first time in Arizona, the phainopepla, a silky flycatcher. And then a bird common to all of you out east, but one I don't see frequently, good views of a cardinal. We came to this spot specifically to look for a green kingfisher, so once we found good access to the river, we posted up there for a while, watching down the corridor to see what we could find. And then some pretty solid looks at a thick-billed kingbird, a lifer for us the day before, but it was coming increasingly common, which honestly was a bit unexpected. There were lots of birds around singing as we watched for our kingfisher. Sadly for us though, Cossum was the only one that saw the green kingfisher. It zipped by while we were kind of chatting and we totally missed it. So that was a bit of a bummer. We waited for a while longer, but it didn't seem to come back through, so we decided to continue onwards. One thing I have to comment on is how nice everyone has been here while birding and just in the greater Tucson area down to Green Valley. Every person we've come across, we've kind of struck up a conversation with, talked with them about birding. We met some awesome people last night in my last video talking about the nightjar, and then we went owling with a few of them afterwards. And today we just ran into a very nice gentleman who gave us so much information about a lot of our remaining targets, gave us the best spot apparently to get a Sonoran dog, which we will definitely do later. So that was really awesome. And man, it's just so cool to talk birds and just like meet people out here. It's been really, really awesome. Seriously, like shout out to all the people that live here and come birding here. You have made this experience so cool. Some good looks at the back of a really vibrant male vermilion flycatcher. Their red just sticks out like a sore thumb amongst all this greenery. Another good look at the phainopepla. Was really excited to keep seeing this bird. It was starting to become more and more common. And then as I filmed this cowbird, you'll hear Jordan say, remember to check them, because we're looking at turkey vultures in the sky. And Jordan looked at this one and got us all a lifer, zone-tailed hawk. Just a brief glimpse though.
Jordan with the sharp eyes just picked out a zone-tailed hawk after we were watching turkey vultures fly forever. So, lifer for a lot of us, zone-tailed hawk. Thanks to the guy drinking water.
And we rounded out this spot with a rarity, northern water thrush. Not a lifer for me, but a cool bird that a lot of people were reaching out to us after we had seen it to go chase it themselves. Transitioning now over to Patagonia, where we are going to a great spot and a well-known place, the Paton Center for Hummingbirds. All right, everyone, welcome to the Paton Center for Hummingbirds. This is one of the premier spots to see tons of hummingbirds because they have at least 12 feeders, at least I counted here, plus some more over there. And the crown jewel is that one, if you can see it, and that one, the little artist depiction of that. That's the Violet-crowned Hummingbird. So after an unsuccessful hunt for the green kingfisher, we were now on the lookout for that hummingbird. And this is probably the best place to find it. I mean, look at all of these feeders. They had 4 dotted up against the building, and then they had a nice water feature to bring in all sorts of birds. There was a brush pile nearby, suet feeders, and plenty of hummingbird feeders nestled within the bushes and trees in front of us. So we posted up, got our cameras ready, and started filming some of the amazing birds that were coming into the feeders. Now, while I really enjoyed all of those birds at the other feeders, we're here for the hummingbirds, so let's take a look at some of the hummingbird feeders. We had some of our common species like the black-chinned hummingbird happily drinking away at the nectar. This male was catching glimpses of light showing off that purple throat. And then we had, I believe, a juvenile Rivalese hummingbird. Really cool species that was a lifer for us yesterday. And then our target showed up. You can see that faint purple crown as it sits on the hummingbird feeder here. It was really nice to hit this species after we had missed the kingfisher this morning. While spending some time here at the hummingbird feeders, I tried to get some fun pictures of hummingbirds in flight. They didn't all really turn out that well. Honestly, this one's kind of funky with the bendy wings because it was going so fast. But this one ended up being my favorite, and I edited this a little bit more to show off this broad-billed hummingbird.
This place is pretty cool too because it started just with a couple, Willie and Marion Paton, just showing other people cool birds in their backyard. Then they started setting up more and more, collecting donations for sugar water, and it's grown into this beautiful place that we can now come and see these amazing birds.
And I am so thankful folks like the Patons started these traditions and they have held through all the way until today because we get to enjoy the fruits of their labor and see a lot of these species. That's why if you ever do visit those places, I would highly encourage you to donate because it really does help support these awesome spots for seeing birds.
So yeah, we're just sitting here enjoying these feeders. They have a bunch of benches and chairs and stuff, and it's a really awesome, oh, tanager. Wow, how beautiful.
Rarity, summer tanagers and that?
Anyways, before I was interrupted by that summer tanager, it's hard not to be distracted by a bright red bird like that. I was just saying this feeder setup is so awesome. And a lot of people don't like getting photos of birds at feeders because it feels, I don't know, fake. They try and get it out of a more natural environment, but there's just such awesome opportunities to see some of these birds.
We're ready.
And so, yeah, it's just been really cool to sit here and watch all the hummingbirds behind us and then see some of the birds in front of us here coming to all the various types of feeders.
Ricky, Ricardo, look close me. No, it just flew. I see it. It's on the wood, Where?
It's on the wood pile right here to the left. Ricky was looking for that blue grosbeak and it's sitting there. Nice male.
Another beautiful bird.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here shortly and then we're gonna head out here and go look at a few other spots.
One last gorgeous bird for you, the curve-billed thrasher, a really fun one to hear and listen to before we move along. We moved from the Paton Center for hummingbirds to go look for a very special bird, the Rose-throated Becard.
Okay, we are now at this Rose-throated Becard stakeout spot where it was discovered last year that they were nesting here and a bunch of people got to see them. Turns out they returned here, but I don't know if they're around right now. There's a report from 2 days ago that did hear them and see one of them, but there's a bunch of reports from yesterday that just did not come across them, unfortunately. So it's a little iffy if we're gonna find it. Now, we did locate the nest thanks to Jordan. He's been on fire today finding stuff. We have seen the nest, and so that lets us feel some sort of confidence that they're at least in the area, unless it's an old nest. But still, pretty cool to see the nest, and it's a nice little area out here. Picked up a few different birds, but really hoping for that Becard.
Not sure if it's gonna happen though.
Well, after a decent morning, this is where the day started to kind of turn for us. It was pretty hot out here. We weren't seeing a whole lot of species, and we did not see the Becard, unfortunately. And I only got a couple of clips because there wasn't a ton of bird activity. We got this Cassin's kingbird, and then there were some turkey vultures flying overhead. But ultimately, that was all the media I got. So we left this spot empty-handed and headed over to Patagonia Lake. We were looking for another long shot rarity here, kind of in the Sonoyta Creek area, a black-capped gnatcatcher.
Well guys, just checking back in. We're now at Sonoyta Creek Nature Preserve, and I would be lying if I said the spirits aren't a little low right now after 2 misses. No Becard, unfortunately, and no green kingfisher this morning. We still had a great time at the Paton Center, but now we are here looking for a black-capped gnatcatcher. And it's hot out, and that doesn't help with how we're feeling right now. So let's hope we can come across some cool birds to really get some motivation going and get the feelings back up higher. I had some ice cream, had some coffee, that's certainly helping. Caffeine's kicking in a little bit after an early morning. We're gonna get it, I believe. Let's do this.
And so we started the trek, coming across a black-throated sparrow, and I took a photo I actually kind of like. It's different, it's not your normal bird portrait, but I think the plant makes a cool subject with a little bird in frame.
This is a 15-minute walk. Not bad. Oh.
Not great. That's all I have to pretty much have to say about that. I tried to get hyped up and we didn't end up seeing the target, and we hiked 2.7 miles for not a whole lot. So that was a bit unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. We are gonna finish it out with a little bit left at Patagonia Lake State Park, and hopefully we can redeem the day a bit. Still though, it is hard to complain. We had some lifers earlier today. I think we're just comparing to our day yesterday, and that happens sometimes. So let's get after this last bit and then get some rest before a good day tomorrow. For the fly.
Like mentioned, we missed again, and this was kind of compounding into us feeling a little bit drained, tired, and not so great. But this spot started off a little bit better with good views of a summer tanager. We looked around this feeder area to see what other birds were around, and we continued to walk along the trail and saw another vermilion flycatcher too. I couldn't find a composition for a photo I really loved, but these were okay photos. I did appreciate how the red stood out from the rest of the frame.
I don't think so. It has a crest. I think it's the western wood-tooth. That makes sense.
This day was dragging
the western
mostly
wood-tooth.
because I'd say we were exhausted, and especially after a long hike, dealing with the hot midday weather. It was hard to appreciate what was happening, though looking back on it, we did see a lot of great birds. The Violet-crowned Hummingbird was awesome. I loved seeing the Phainopepla finally. And so ultimately, it was a good day. We got to bird and spend some great time in Arizona, and we ended the day with a Sonoran dog to wrap things up.
This is actually spicy.
Making it better at the end of the day after a rough day, literally on the side of the road. Let's go.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
All right, with that Sonoran dog, we're wrapping up our day, winding down, just hanging out here at the Airbnb. So it was a tougher day, but we still saw some incredible birds. Thank you, as always, for watching my videos. I'll see you in the next one. Happy birding.